just in case you guys... Can you stop coughing, please? What the fuck is wrong with you? Shut up. I am talking over here. Are you serious? Get the fuck out of here. Get out. The fuck? I am talking. Can you believe this woman? Just in case you guys are wondering, shooting a video, planning a wedding is difficult. We had no idea how actually hard it was going to be to do some of the things on the list of things that we got to do. But we're working towards it. So this video, so just know we're hanging in there. Our health is coming back now, like strong as hell. We're actually feeling good as shit. So people have been commenting like, you know, that our energy had been down and that we hadn't been feeling good. And it's because we haven't been feeling, we've been feeling awful. And
for like a month.
We've been trying to explain to you how bad we've been feeling, but at the peak of it, we couldn't communicate with other people. So now we're finally getting back into the swing of things. And
for the record, can we just talk about how well your ads know you?
Yeah, what is that over there?
Weapons.
It's like an anvil.
A knife.
A knife. A knife sharpener. A knife sharpening knife kit. There you go. That is all me. So here we go, baby. This is why Link is stronger than most superheroes.
Oh, I love Link. He was my first video game crush.
There we go.
This episode of Because...
Hey-ya! Ha! Ha! Hey-ya! Ha! Ha! Ha!
It just
Hey-ya!
really got me going.
Ha! Hey-ya! Ha! Ha! Hey-ya!
It's sponsored by the science of Mortal Kombat. This is why Link is stronger than most superheroes. The Legend of Zelda's Link is one of gaming's most iconic characters. He's the hero of time, banisher of evil, and smasher of pots. But despite all of his super heroic efforts through the decades, Link is never really portrayed with any of the superpowers you might expect him to have.
Right,
like
he just be doing
Thanks
shit.
to video game logic, though, and what we can figure out with physics, I think...
You see how you pointed to like everybody? Like we, all of us, not just me on the screen, but we're all gonna do it. Like I couldn't tell you.
That Link
I'm not doing no fucking physics. I don't remember shit.
Stronger than most superheroes.
Hogwash.
Whoa. If we want to compare or calculate the strengths of fictional characters, we should start.
You gonna start with this shit again?
I'm so sorry.
Shut the fuck up. You didn't even say anything. You was literally not even talking. What are you coughing for?
With the easiest possible determination of strength that we could apply to all of them. And I think that the simplest way to get at the base strength of a character like Link is to estimate the kinds of forces that that character can apply to an object, whether that force comes from a simple lift or an impact. Oh, 20. Sick. So all we have to do is find some scenarios that showcase Link's strength, use some basic equations, and make some really good...
Are you okay over there? Just follow along as best as you can. That's all we can ask you to do.
Assumptions, and then see what we get.
That looks like a bunch of
An
nonsense.
example from the most recent Legend of Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. In the game, there's a very cool ability called Stasis, which allows you to freeze objects in space and time as you smash them. And it's only when the stasis runs out that all those built-up forces are imparted to the object. Gamers who try to complete Breath of the Wild as quickly as possible use stasis to great effect, launching themselves with built-up forces over ridiculous distances.
Yeah, you never saw that speed run? We'll check it out so you can watch it.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool.
Why
Could
is that
give
a
us an
thing
idea
you can
of
do?
just how strong
the mechanics
Link might
of it.
be.
We haven't played
What just happened?
Breath of the Wild
If we simplify a Breath of the Wild Link launch greatly, then we have a classic case of projectile motion.
Okay.
So it makes sense now where he's getting the numbers from that would make him strong as fuck if it comes from Breath of the Wild, because the mechanics of that game are completely different than the other Zelda games.
Okay.
The equations for projectile motion, we are now going to go through the complete mathematical derivation for all these equations in excruciating detail. What? Okay, fine. You're right. What we're actually more concerned with are all the values that we're going to have to estimate, from the height of Link to the angle of launch to the initial velocity of launch to the radius and therefore volume of the boulder, all of which we are going to now go through in excruciating detail. What? Okay, fine.
Hurry up, my dude.
We just spoke Breath of the Wild launches are a little tricky because there's no acceleration involved, which wouldn't happen in real life, and there are multiple strikes, and there's a bomb in play. But estimating some values that I don't want to bore you with, for a boy to launch a boulder that's twice as tall as he is through the air for multiple seconds and hundreds of feet, it would take a super heroic amount of force. If each of Link's stasis strikes are the same, then each one...
Are you all right?
Okay, so let me tell you something.
Okay.
Here's what I know.
Right.
F stands for force.
Okay.
Okay?
Feet per second. Right.
Oh, that's feet per second. Okay.
Right, divided
by. That's pi.
Okay, what is, okay.
4 over 3 by pi times something else, which I'm assuming is part of an equation.
Okay.
So, there's that.
Okay, this mass and velocity, okay.
Oh, this is
this. That, yes.
I thought this was this.
Okay. That is...
I know that's sine and that's the theta sign. I'm just gonna move on, but yes. I know math things. I just want to do them. Oh, you don't need to know what the numbers
are. You just need to know why they are that way. You know what I mean? To just follow along. Like, I hate when people come in my comment section and basically like grill me about that I don't know how to do the math myself.
Nah,
like,
nigga, we don't.
But I know what, I know, nigga, I don't know fucking math. I'm too, like, no, like, but I know why we're doing this to follow along. That's it. That's all he expects his audience to be able to do.
All right, we can keep going. Sorry, I was just,
yeah,
this
it's okay.
just looks like a lot.
It is a little bit, but once you just stop trying to solve it and just understand what he's going for.
It'd be helpful if your handwriting was neater, sir.
That is a very true statement, but he can write backwards, so I don't really,
I guess you're right,
criticize too much. Yeah.
Might impart almost 2 million newtons or 400,000 pounds of force. If it's the weight of our largest whales, then a single Breath of the Wild strike from Link would have as much force behind it as the weight of Jabu Jabu. And just think of how big a pot you could smash with this kind of force. These forces alone would launch Link into the realm of superheroes, but for Link's greatest feat of strength, we have to go back almost 20 years.
You're careful at playing an ocarina.
In the classic Legend of Zelda game, Ocarina of Time, there are exactly 2...
The Ocarina of Time.
2 examples of Link's deceivingly immense strength that have stuck with me since I was a kid first playing it. It's when Link finally gets the golden gauntlets and does this. This kind of strength is ludicrous, and we can prove it. To me, the pillar thing that you throw inside and outside of Ganon's castle looks like a giant hexagonal prism. And it's hard to tell looking back at the game footage, and this isn't to scale, but the prism looks to be about 4 links tall, and the pyramid parts on top and bottom look to be about half a link tall, and the edges of the prism look to be maybe a single link wide. I said single, not tingle. No one wants a map. Make me uncomfortable. And everyone. If adult Link is around 1.7 meters tall, you can measure his height in the Seaside Laboratory if you're clever. Then we can use that value to get the volume of the hexagonal prism that he throws.
I've never heard the word hexagonal prism before, and I like it.
Do that and
hexagonal.
I definitely thought it was hexagonal.
Hexagonal would be easier to say.
We get a volume for the pillar of 55
what are you looking at there?
Cubic meters. This would be the equivalent of thousands and thousands of pots. If each one of those pots held a few liters of volume. Sorry, I just gotta get them roops. If we then take the volume of the pillar and multiply it by the density of whatever the pillar is made out of, it looks to me like some kind of granite, we can get the amount of mass that Link can deadlift. Do that and you get almost 150,000 kilograms. Again, interestingly, almost the mass of an entire Jabu Jabu. If
what is
that
a Jabu Jabu?
Is whale-sized. When Link picks up those pillars in Ocarina of Time, he is breaking the world deadlift record for a human by a factor of 250. And this isn't even Link at full power. Link has to be stronger than some of the most famous superheroes because he lifts and throws giant pieces of stone like they are as light as Deku nuts. Thanks to scientists like Isaac Newton, we know that it takes more force to accelerate an object more quickly. For example, it takes less force for me to just raise this pot up off the ground, basically just fighting its weight, than it does for me to launch it into the air. For a more human example, the world...
That should count as spousal abuse. That doesn't make it better.
Lifting record is over
this right here, dude. This shit right here, insane.
But the world record for the heaviest keg that you can throw up over behind your head, just like Link throws that pillar, is under 60 pounds. A lot less. So if Link is throwing hundreds of thousands of pounds
landed on somebody's head,
they would die.
Then he is making the mountain here look like a molehill. Looking again at the Ocarina of Time toss, we can use the same kinds of projectile motion equations that we did for the Breath of the Wild boulder.
And he holds it for a while,
get the same kinds of values that we're looking for, like angle of flight and time of flight. Basically, we want to know how much force it will take to give the initial velocity required to carry the object on its projectile-like path. If our estimations and calculations are on the right track, in this scene in Ocarina of Time, Link is applying maybe 18 million newtons of force, or 4 million pounds of force, to the pillar in question. This is rocket launch levels of strong. If this is the case, then Link has more lifting power than the SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket. If Jabu Jabu is the weight of a blue whale, he could pick him up and toss him the same distance as the pillar in question. He could just, at the end of the game, grab Ganon by the tail and toss him out of Hyrule Castle for good. Woo! Give me a pot to break. Come on! As many superheroes are defined by their strength, it's not that hard to find hard values for their lifting capabilities, just like we calculated for Link, sprinkled throughout their various
so give me the comparison, bitch.
For whatever reason, many superhero strength values are stated in tons. We calculated that Link could lift and throw 150 tons, each ton being 1,000 kilograms. And if that's the case, all other things being equal, just looking at strength, Link is canonically stronger than Batman. Stronger than Captain America, stronger than Bane, stronger than Ultron, and stronger than Spider-Man. In fact, according to the sources that I could find, this value would make Link stronger than most superheroes.
Thanos?
Isn't video game logic fun?
Thanos?
So, a single feat over... A single feat over 20 years ago puts Link in the realm of superhero class strength. Sure, this strength isn't all his own. He needs the golden gauntlets, but that's fine. Iron Man needs a suit and Superman needs the sun. He may be just a kid, but don't count Link out, because in the right situation, he would absolutely Hyrule. Because science.
Oh, wow.
Come on, take me back to a simpler time. This is the darkest timeline.
That's amazing. That was good. Right?
Yes. This nigga, wait, scroll up really quickly. This nigga said, no major arguments this week.
Oh yeah, that,
but I just have to point out that basalt, whatever, is probably a better assumption for a hexagonal prism of dark rock than granite. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Yeah, that's I mean, but where else are people like that going to have this kind of conversation? You know what I mean?
Fucking losers.
How do you spell Jabu?
Jabu Jabu?
Yeah.
Maybe just spell it how it sounds.
Jabu Jabu. Ah, we do know what a Jabu Jabu is.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Let's play Zelda.
Shut the fuck up. This thing.
He's not very large.
That thing. Remember when you go inside the thing's mouth and then you go through the rest of the fucking game? Yeah. We do know what a Jabu Jabu is. We stuck.
Wow.
It makes me
We're fake fans.
This nigga pissing me off. He smacked it in the face. You fucking idiot. What would you have collected anything for? I hate people. You go through the game in order. collect a bunch of key items, and then you go, let me just smack it in the face first. We know what a jabu.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, I know. We'll see you guys in the next one. Blink is badass as fuck, and that's all that matters.
Bye.
Crocs, 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 Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. Wearing Crocs, boy. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. Wearing Crocs, boy. My Crocs are gold. My pops is old. My Crocs got soul. My Crocs are bold. I go to church wearing Crocs. I'm always turned wearing Crocs. My Crocs are great. Your Crocs are lame. With my Crocs, I can cross a lake. Crocs, 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 Crocs,